So part 2 of the disassembly of the W-1 carburetor. That's what the inside or the top looks like. There's no need to remove this, by the way. In fact, I probably recommend that you don't. 'Cause then you got to find some other wire or something to keep this rod moving in and out. There's the fuel bowl. Now, the weakness with this carburetor is this seal here. So that's probably the original seal. That would probably have to be replaced. It actually still feels good. Probably still use it at least for now. And I think that's actually leather. Unbelievable. And finally, so you got to check that the needle it's possible that the needle is bad, but I bet you that this needle, I haven't removed it yet. I bet you that this needle is brass though, completely brass. There's no Viton crap on it. Okay, this makes life a bit easier. Yeah, sure enough, it's just solid brass or steel. Gently put that back in. Yeah, I'll probably have to use both hands. No, there we go. Now, this pump here, it looks the same size as on the other carburetors. There's a good possibility that this is actually universal. Now the gasket, it looks fairly new. Looks like there's a cork gasket there as well. Still in good shape. We'll keep it. And finally, of course, sure enough, there's a bunch of crap down in the fuel bowl, so I have to clean that out. There's the seat. There's the seat. So that needle, that rod there, goes into that seat. It's called a seat. That's called a metering rod or a needle. And that seat there is called the main jet. So that's what controls the amount of fuel that goes into the engine. So if you get one of those things, you can see it looks like it's a screw or a bolt. So you can actually get different sizes of them depending on engine requirements. So this will probably conclude. After this, I'm just going to clean this up really well, reassemble that, and it'll be back together in 5 minutes. Now, one thing I forgot to mention, the other weak point is these, well, actually just this linkage. This is the only linkage in this carburetor. And sometimes, if it's been really abused and stayed outside for possibly in the rain and salt for many years, this here will become rust to the point where it's unusable. But again, it's just a rod. This is actually pretty thick steel, and it's still usable. I'll probably replace this bolt here. I have the chance with the brass one, and yeah, pretty indestructible.